Okay. Hi, friends. Welcoming you to a nice movement class today. It's springtime, it's movement time, and let's get it going. I'm going to bring the camera on down to the floor and we can get into it. Coming all the way down to the floor. Knees bent, enjoying a nice breath here. I wonder what time of day it is that you might be enjoying this practice. Is it first thing in the morning, maybe after work is a little unwinding, or where I am, I'm in the afternoon time. It's about 3 p.m. where I am, and I'm thinking about like, what does my body want at this time? It's nice to shake up and mix up the activities of the day, doing brainy things, doing worky things, doing housey things, doing caretaking things, and a pause, a cause for pause. Breathing deeply into the belly. Awakening into the cosmos within. And since today is the very special day that it is that we're recording this practice, this is from the night 7, sort of day 7 of Spring Goddess Portal in honor of Madhumavati. And this is all about cyclic awareness. It's all about letting ourselves transform, about letting the process happen, being present to it, not hanging on, not grasping to earlier versions of ourselves, but letting the skin shed. Where are you in the cycles? I just named the cycles of the sun, the time of day that we're in. Where are you in your lunar cycle? Or do you live in a body that has a bleed? Where are you in your cycle? For me, this is cycle day 5. Where are you in the cycles of the seasons of life? And just what is your body cycling through right now in terms of the seasons? Warmer weather, spring emerging, flowers blooming, it's starting to happen. Or you're in one of those places where it's super rainy. Yep, the earth needs that water. While we're pondering our season of life in the season of nature, start doing some little zigzags. I started already. It was spontaneous. What kind of zigzags? Are they moving from side to side? A little bit dynamic? Are they just plopping? Like big old heavy raindrops resting on one side. Inhaling through the center and exhaling to the opposite side. Or whatever. You might still be dynamically zigzagging. I'm on the big raindrop plop holding and breathing. Bring it on back to the center. And now stretch both legs, stretch the arms overhead. Big stretch through the body. And let's bring knees in towards chest. Give the legs a hug. And the microcosm of the low back was the season there. Let's take it side to side, rocking. Let's take this circle. And circles in the opposite direction. We're back to center, and we're making these little figure eights by moving one knee at a time and go in the opposite direction. Nice. Bring those legs down onto the floor. Little figure four stretch here. Bring the right leg on top of the left, and then let that knee fall to the outside. Take a breath from there. Just letting people in the class. Nice. So we're down here on the floor. We had one knee cascading towards the floor, turning the head in the opposite direction. You've been hanging out on that side for a while. Let's go opposite side, so this nice figure four rotation. It's not quite a twist, not quite a thing. It's a little bit of everything, but we're getting this nice stretch on the front part of the hip. You could turn the head in the opposite direction. That's going to get us a twist. And then come on back to the center, stretching both legs. Make a few windshield wipers here. And let's do single leg Pavanmuktanasana into chest. Right knee comes in, left leg on the floor, both feet flex. We breathe and hold here. Beautiful stretch for the low back. Also giving a little squeeze to the sacrum, to the large intestine and colon. We talked about this in last week's class. So this springtime cleansing, what we want to do with the body is get this squeezy effect for the joints. No, just kidding. Squeezy effect for the organs. All right. Where's my head and body parts? Somewhere. Let's stretch this leg back out and down. Left leg comes up, knee to chest, and enjoying a flex of the foot. A little breathing into the low back. So we're still in this invitation to be in the multiple cycles that you're in this moment, the cycle of the day, the cycle of the sun, the cycle of the moon, the cycle of the season, the cycle of your life. But I mean, that's kind of the thing. We're running in these multiple cycles at all times. We're doing some little wiggles here on the floor. Kind of feels good. It's like banging my calf on the floor. Kind of feels good. And let's take this into a little bridge pose. So we're going to bend both knees, bring this foot in line with the hips, pretty close to the bum, just like, I don't know, about a hand's width away from the bum. And inhale, lifting, just feeling the possibility of what happens here in this stretch. activating through quads. My thing in bridge pose is, and let's go ahead and come back down. We'll do a few alternating. My thing in bridge pose is I don't want to squeeze the hell out of my glutes, right? So can I, letting the friends in, can I lift and, you know, come into a comfortable range of expression of the pose without like squeezing the hell out of my glutes and compressing my sacrum, because posterior sacrum is where all my woes live. So when I come up into this, I bring my awareness to chest. Like, can I lift with the chest a little bit? Right? I consciously let go of glutes, which means I'm not going to come as high as I could. I'm not going to rise as high as I could in the pose because of that. So let's explore the movement through the spine and the restfulness of the glutes. We're going to do 4 more. Inhale, yoga style, as you come up. Exhale, slowly down. And then sometimes I do this little like tailbone wiggle and I get down to the floor, because any opportunity to release tension around my sacrum, I'm here for it. One more, really feel this cascading movement up and down the spine, each vertebra making space. And bring it back to double leg twist, turning the head in the opposite direction. Inhale in the center, exhale. Coming back to center, let's check back in by bringing both knees in towards the chest. And give a little squeeze. Yeah, things should be loosening, opening up a bit in the low back. We're going to take a gentle roll onto the right side. Don't hesitate to just enjoy a breath there. Before you use both hands to come up, we're going to swivel ourselves around onto the belly and enjoy a few strengthening and therapeutic movements from here, starting with baby cobra. Hands are by the sides of the chest, easing the belly into the floor, lifting with the upper back muscles, rolling the shoulders and squeezing the shoulder blades together. And what does it feel like to move those shoulders down away from the ears? We take a breath and we come back to the floor. That's an opportunity to breathe through the whole of the spine. I'm going to invite you to find your own rhythms here. Take as many of those resting breaths as feels like the thing. We want to do 5 more of these baby cobra movements. Exploring, peeling those computer shoulders away from your ears. Breathing into the back body. Breathing between the vertebra. Keep it moving. Here's a couple more. Last one. Really taking our time. So much benefit when we do. Let's bring this all the way down. Arms extend forward. This is half locust. We're going to lift opposite arm and leg. I've got right arm, left leg lifting. That's my inhale, exhale down. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Alternating sides. You don't have to lift very high. You can keep the neck pretty relaxed by gazing at the floor. Not only is this strengthening and balancing for the entire core, but we're also doing alternating movements. So flossing between those two lobes of the brain. Let's do one more to each side. And we're coming straight into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders. Pressing into the floor. Lifting up, enjoying a breath here. Two more breaths. Take a nice breath in. Exhale all the way down. Let's follow this with a little time for the spine to rest. Advaasana, reversed corpse pose. Let's have forehead on the floor. Breathing into the whole back body, melting. Cycles of rest. So delicious. So very delicious. Let's bring arms by the side of the body. We're going to roll the shoulders, squeeze the shoulders, basically doing a baby cobra. Inhaling, like let the buoyancy of your breath from the back body lift you up and back. Child's pose. We're moving all the way back, all the way down. Enjoying this opposite stretch through sacrum. Let's play a little with the upper body and shoulders. Walk the fingertips forward. Walk both sets of fingertips over to the right. Breathe into the whole left side. Walk both sets of fingertips over to the left. Breathe into the whole of the right side. Walk the fingertips back over to the right. Let's do each side one more time. And back over to the left. Walk the fingertips back to the center and walk them forward. And then as you walk them back, start rolling the shoulders. And in this little inverted position, we're rolling and getting under the shoulder blades. Alternate the shoulders, slowly coming up. Make your way into cat pose. Let's see how the whole of the spine is doing here. Fingers spread nice and wide. Center the palm pushing into the floor. Inhale, arching. Maybe a little wag of the tail here and there. Exhale, spine towards ceiling. Whole length of the breath, enjoying the movement. One more like this. And let's take this side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn your head, find a heel. We're back here stretching through side body. Breathing in, breathing out. Spaciousness between the ribs. A little bit of work here. Tabletop pose. We're going to stretch opposite arm and leg. Right arm, left leg stretches out. Draw the navel inwards. Exhale back to center. Let's get this like left lobe, right lobe work happening today. In and exhale, flex that foot in the back, activating through the whole of the back of the leg. Two more to each side. Last one here. Bring it on back into a child's pose. And breathe into the whole of the spine. Widen that child's pose. Stack the forearms. Really let yourself melt. Deep and flowing breaths in cycles of rest. Slowly making our way up. We're going to do a little bit of low lunging. So I've got a little pillow here to add some extra padding. I'm bringing my right knee down, left leg forward. First, just exploring a little pelvic tilting. So, like what's available. Get your big bushy foxtail out there. So, just doing a little bit of pelvic tilting. Nice little bit of dynamic lunging forward and backwards. We do want the hips to stay relatively in a plane, but that also depends on what those hips are doing. Sometimes things are rotated and tilted, and like I just like I'm not even taking myself anywhere to the fullest extent of the movement. I'm just moving through the very tight hip flexor attachments, like these quad attachments. And I'm inviting my quads into the spaciousness of spring, the warming weather, the wet nutrification of rain. Now I'm going to take this sideways, side lunge, get into some of these adductors and groin attachments. So that same foot that was in front, I brought it out to the side. Now I'm just feeling into inner thigh. And I can't get into inner thigh without feeling the outer stuff too. Nice. Take your time switching sides. First, we started with gentle pelvic tilting. Today, I have my back toes tucked under. That glute, those quads are very tight. Yes, indeed. Those are some tight quads. Nice. How about we start this gentle lunging forward and backward. I'm breathing as I come forward. Nice. So, what felt like quads on my right leg feels more adductory on the left leg. So, when I'm thinking about stomach, spleen, fascia, plane on this side, oh, but this side's definitely liver. And just breathe. Encouraging that woody quality of the fascia to move. Now, the real kicker. Let's take it out to the side. Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. It's not as tight as I thought it would be. Just playing, observing, exploring. Just letting my whole body be in the spiral of it. Nice. Let's bring it on back to center. Take a pause here in diamond pose Vajradasana. Upper thoracic movement. Inhaling chest forward. Exhale. Let the hands just slide here on the thighs. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Coming back to center. We're going to come into seated position, meaning just on the bum there. And let's keep this range of motion vibe going. Internal rotation. The hands are supporting behind you, moving through these possibly cranky hips. It's like a little mystery, like deducing what's holding what, what's actually tight, who's pulling where. So we've got internal rotation. Let's do a little bit more. And then let's do some external rotation. So we're coming into stretches from side to side. This side asked for a little bit more of a hold. Let's play around. You could hold, you could be dynamic. Whatever you're doing, breathe. Nice. When it feels like you've done your last one, let's come back up to the center. Stretching both legs, make a windshield wiper. Do a few knee pull-ups. Possibly having something under the bum for a little bit of support. Let's come into Baddha Konasana. A little pelvic tilting from here. You could hold at the ankles, you could hold at the calves, at the knees. Inhale, hips tilt forward. Exhale, little tuck under. Coming into the womb space here. Taking your time, we're going to circle around. This is lower abdomen circling. Opposite direction. Taking the forward fold of your choice. Feet could move farther in. You could open up the feet like a book and take a forward fold. We could fire face stretch, open up the elbows, and take a bit of forward fold. You could be at the ankles, you could be at the knees. There's so many options, but find the one that's going to work for you for a few breaths. Next inhale, making our way back up, stretching both legs. Mason windshield wiper. Getting a little movement through there. Do a couple of knee pull-ups. Fold into Sukhasana, easy pose. And let's take a twist from here. Inhale, center, exhale, turning towards the space behind you. Nice breath in. Exhale, center. Let's switch that up. Inhale. Backhand pushes the chest forward. Turn torsos behind you, but then we also want to drop the shoulders down from the ears, like because the shoulders spend enough time up by the ears. We're going to repeat this. Let's inhale and exhale. Breathing and holding. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. The more we link movement with the breath, the more we're going to move prana, life force energy in the body. Big breath in. Exhale, center, and just enjoy your breath here in the center in Sukhasana. Playing around a little bit with the supplemental fire stretches. It's like we never officially do them, but we do from time to time. So you've got some options. You could be here in Sukhasana, and we could just, it doesn't matter, just pick a set of arms to go across, because we're going to switch. Palms facing outward. We take a big breath in, and as you exhale, a little bit forward, and then let the hands move in opposite directions. The other option is to do this with one leg in and one leg out, like Yoni Mudra, and then whichever leg is out, do that arm on top. Breathe in, exhale, forward fold. Now, I find this version has more space for the boobage. Walk the fingertips in opposite directions. Breathe into mid-back, top of shoulders, deltoid muscles. Next inhale, coming up. That's for triple heater, and this is for pericardium. Arms are going to come straight out. Open up, and then fan the wrists open for pericardium. Stretch yin channel. If we're going to give emphasis to these wood channels of liver and gallbladder, we definitely should do their pair of triple heater and pericardium. Breathe into the fascia of the inner arm and wait for that tingling sense of activation. There it is. Big breath in and exhale, releasing. And so now you want to switch it up, right? So whichever leg was on the inside, that was on this. And I find that this is also really nice for cultivating seated meditative poses, right? This is just good stuff all around. Now, whichever leg is forward, make that one go on top. Breathe in. Exhale, walk the fingertips away from one another. Breathe into the center of the arm on the outside, tops of shoulders, mid-back. Next inhale, coming up. One more time, pericardium stretch. Open up your eagle wingspan. Fan, open the wrist. Big breath in. Exhale. Slowly releasing. You could stay here. Bring it into our Sukhasana. Let's do a little neck movement while we're here. Inhale, chin back. Exhale, chin forward. Let's go right and left movement. Let's go ear to shoulder. Gentle smile on the face, relaxing the facial muscles, relaxing the jaw. And if it feels good, half circle, tuck the chin up to one shoulder, down to the center, and over to the opposite shoulder. Inhale when you come to the shoulder. Come back to center. And picking up the head. And roll the shoulders a few times in the opposite direction. And a few big shoulder rolls with elbows. I like greatest hits. Making sure we're getting movement through the joint spaces. Interlace the fingers and wiggle the wrists in both directions. One direction might feel more intuitive than the other. Ooh, shake it out, shake it up high, shake it down low. Nice. Stretch the legs. Make some windshield wipers. Give some wiggles. Let's follow up those supplemental fire stretch activations with the wood ones. Let's come into wide leg stance. It kind of depends on where things are at, just how wide that wide leg stance is going to be. Me, I'm like 90. It's nothing too crazy here. And I'm seated on the edge of a little something. And I'm just feeling right here. Woof. I'm pretty sure these inner thigh muscles have been replaced with very stiff bamboo right now. And so I'm just going to tap it a little bit. I might even just like give it some chops. Wow. It's spring because my liver channel just said so. It's, I could play a song on this muscle right here. And twang, twang, twang. It is so tight and cranky. Like every little tuk, tuk, tuk is like rude, but it's also where I am in my bleed cycle. So I'm on cycle day 5. I'm a little blood deficient. All the floaters I'm seeing also say so. So I want to give this nourishment. In fact, as we've been practicing, the floaters have been coming down. I always find that so interesting. So yeah, tap it out. Let's get a little movement flowing through this fascia before we try to do something called stretching. Like I just need fluid moving in fluid filled spaces. Hello, liver 8. You have something to say. Nice. That's feeling doable. Let's play a little inhale, a little turn to the right, and walk it forward. And breathe. Try to keep the shoulders even. Next inhale, coming back up. Exhale over to the opposite side. Next inhale, bring it back up, and let's see about coming to the center space. Breathing Exploring little micro movements, particularly breathing into the inner thighs. I do have my feet comfortably flexed. Next inhale, slowly coming back up, and maybe give those inner thighs a little tap and just see, did anything soften? Yeah, yeah, it actually did. We're gonna stay wide leg here. Feels good, like on the inner knee as well. Uh, oh yeah, that is considerably better. Let's see about this gallbladder channel. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, we're gonna come to one side. So top of the thigh, or this arm a little bit to the inside. We get little leverage for rotating the chest towards the ceiling. We've done a fair bit of side bending already throughout our practice. So this should feel a little bit more open, a little bit more pliable. Let's play a little. Let the head drop down. Let the arm drape. Oh yeah, and just like stretch. So I'm gazing forward. I could play around with down. Just today, gazing forward. Okay, now that's the other guitar string is up there at my lats. And let's play sweeping this arm across and rotating towards the sky and sweeping the arm across. Inhale, rotate to the sky. Inhale. And one more time, just hanging out. Both arms to the center space. Exhaling. Opposite side. Keep breathing. Let's play with draping that arm down by the side. Oh, it's a little less of a guitar string on this side. I'm also amused by my own narration. Here we go, take it across. Rotate towards the sky and drop it back down. And mm-hmm. Bring it all the way up to the center. Exhale, bring it on down. Hey, let's see if there's any knots in the shushum, channel that we can whittle away on. Interlace the hands in front. A little bit of this circular churning. Doesn't have to be very big. Opposite direction. Mm-hmm. And back to center. I can feel that heat and warmth. Yes. Go ahead and bring the legs together. Stretch legs. So other just favorite popular poses for springtime practice. Janu Sirsasana variation. So head to knee pose. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend, as well as the seated twists. There are so many, so many. Let's start with Janu Sirsasana. We're going to draw the right foot in. So Sthiti is both legs extended, both feet flexed, and feel free to reach around and grab a little flesh, move it out of the way so you can feel those sits bones. It's really your ischial tubes on the floor. It's not really bones, but whatever. Yoga people be speaking nonsense all the time. So right leg comes in, presses on the inside of the left thigh. Left foot is flexed. We inhale, stretch up. We exhale, reach forward. You might reach your foot. That's grand. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. But what you have to do is you have to breathe. Next inhale, you come up and down. Come back to the sthiti. Don't hesitate to move some flesh out of the way. Left leg, right foot. Inhale, exhaling. Next inhale. You're up. And exhale down. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Pull a little flesh out of the way. Feel free to soften the knees, little micro bend, both feet flexed. We're inhaling, stretching up. We're exhaling, reaching forward. Next inhale, bring it on back up. Exhale down. We're going to come right into Asana 1. Let's bring right foot over the left. We're wrapping with left wrist, elbow, or left arm to the outside. Backhand pushes the chest forward. And we got to breathe. We could breathe in the back body. That's very open. We could also breathe into the belly and get some of that good massaging action for the abdomen. Breathe in and exhale, center. Let's switch sides. Left foot comes across, right arm wraps. Do whatever you did on the first side. So if, like, one side has a lot more accessibility than the other, you got to play to the side that's a bit tighter. Flex that foot. Nice breath in. Exhale, center. Let's bring it into Asana 2. Give a little swipe. Draw that foot straight back, getting squeezier. We wrap. Could be wrist, could be elbow, could be arm to the outside. Let's squeeze some toxins. Let's get some amma moving. Amma is the concept of toxins, like just naturally occurring toxins from our bio processes in the body. Breathe in. Exhale. Left leg straight back. Wrapping. Squeezing and breathing. Squeeze out that knee snake skin. Nice big breath in the pose. Exhale, center. Coming into Sukhasana. Breathing. Asking your body, what is the next cyclic step? A little Shavasana, a deeper Nidra. Pranayam and meditation is your therapeutic movement, perfect right here as it is, and time to move into the next chapter of the day. It's cycles, it's seasons. We're living within multiple cycles and seasons at the same time. Why don't you ask your very wise body what the next logical step is? Mm. This has been a lovely movement pause. Clear out a little bit of gunk, come into a different version of the day. I thank you all for joining me. If you're watching this as a recording, good job. And we will keep flowing through our practices in the best way that we know how, to the best of our abilities, as that really is the best idea. So I thank you, friends, and I will see you very soon.